Hello everybody, thanks very much for coming. This is National Badger Week and there are events going on all over the country, which is fantastic. I became chairman of the trust a year ago and we had National Badger Day, and because badgers and the issue of badgers and the cull has become such a hot issue, it's now National Badger Week, and that's because lots and lots of people... Hold on. Shall I put it in here? That's better. Just put it in the windbreak. It's because we are really starting to engage. And I think the reason why badgers have taken off as an issue is because the badger is one of our headline wildlife species. It's our largest natural predator that lives in the wild. And people look at it in the same way that the panda is looked at in the world, and it's an iconic species, and it has suddenly come under attack in the most unprecedented way. We have a formal government policy to kill badgers without testing them for TB, and it is basically a mass slaughter policy that is completely untargeted and unguided. And the great British public have reacted to this by saying that they don't want the badger cull to go ahead. My background is in marketing, and we regularly get results of 90% plus people who want the cull to stop, and yet we are facing the cull. So it's absolutely wonderful that so many people will come out. The people have organised themselves into groups to fight the cull in the various cull zones. The cull will expand this year, but we've risen to meet that challenge, and the Badger Trust is behind them all the way. We're regularly talking to ministers, we're in government, we're talking to the NFU, we're talking to scientists. We are undermining the credibility of the cull, so what we are left with is basically a policy which is, in my view, a gross or an act of gross violence against a wildlife species, and the British public are not going to accept that. My long-term ambitions for wildlife, though, is that we need to overcome what I call the culture of killing in this country. Badgers are being culled because basically landowners feel that they have a right to kill anything on their land that doesn't make them money or doesn't interest them. And that culture of killing goes all the way through from the recreational killing industry, where pheasants, grouse, hares, almost any wildlife species, it's either killed for sport, or it's killed because it interferes with sport, or it's killed because it's on my land and I have a right to do what I like. Well, they don't have a right to kill our wildlife. All the wildlife in this country belongs to us, the public, and there is no justification for going on with this killing. But going forward, we really do need to unite. I'm from the Badger Trust, and there are people who protect hen harriers, there are people who protect otters and foxes, and slowly we are all coming together because we're all trying to do the same thing, and we're trying to stop the same people from killing wildlife. And I think going forward we really do need to learn to stick together more and to push this agenda of stopping this culture of killing and making our countryside a better place for wildlife and for people. Okay, so I'm not going to go on any further. I'll hand over to the next speaker, who I believe is Mark Jones.